Hey y'all, welcome back to another doll wish list video. So earlier this week I posted a video about like kind of a miscellaneous list of different dolls that I want to buy on the secondhand market, and that was kind of like a bunch of random brands. And today we're doing the same thing, but all Barbie. So just like in that previous video, I am talking about specifically dolls that I want to buy off of the secondhand market because I didn't buy them when they were out on shelves. And now I regret that. So like anything that I could currently buy, like the Target Skipper Barbie. Something about her is really cute. Haven't really decided if I want to buy her, but I'm thinking about it. She's not going to be on this list because she's a doll that is, available currently. But I am going to be talking about all the dolls that like range from when I was a kid and like I want to rebuy those to just when I was in my non-doll collecting years, or even just years that I wasn't paying attention to Barbie. This is going to be a much longer list than my previous video was. I have so many more Barbies that I want because I think that I liked Barbie as a kid, and then when I was like properly collecting dolls and taking care of them, I was so focused on Monster High and like so into Monster High, and I was an angsty teenager, so I was like, I can't like Barbie, that's too typical. So I just didn't buy any Barbies and didn't pay attention to any Barbies, and now I'm like, there's so many years that I have to catch up on for cool Barbie releases. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a longer one, but I hope it will be fun for you guys. Just like the last video, if you do like the video, if you can give it a like, that's helpful to me. And if you're new here and you enjoy your time, definitely subscribe so you can see more. And of course, I would love to hear which Barbies you guys have on your kind of doll wish list, or even not Barbies. Like, I'm making this Barbie exclusive because that was the easiest way for me to kind of categorize and organize my content. But if you want to talk about any dolls that are on your doll wish list, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But we do have to make it a quick intro because there's a lot to get through today, so let's go ahead and start talking about these Barbies. Alrighty, so the first one is Magical Mermaids Barbie and Chrissy. I had this doll as a kid. There are several on this list that are going to be like that, where like I had it as a kid, don't have it anymore, and I kind of want it back. This isn't my typical kind of doll, aside from being a mermaid doll. That's like the only thing that's normal about it, because I really don't like baby dolls or like toddler dolls for the most part, so Chrissy as a whole is not something that I would usually be interested in. And then the Barbie does have, limited articulation, especially within the tail. I typically like tails that have a little bit more articulation or are like straight. She's stuck in a seated position. Very unusual for me, but her tail does light up, which is super cool. I definitely don't think that if this doll came out now and I didn't have that nostalgia factor, I would want it, but because I owned this Barbie as a kid, when I look at her, I just have such strong feelings of like joy. Like, I remember loving this Barbie so much. So even though it's very much outside the realm of what I would like kind of be inclined to buy now, I still want to get her secondhand. I would love to be able to have this set again and just be able to look at it and just kind of remember when I was a kid and remember the good times playing with it. Okay, another mermaid. There's going to be a few mermaids on here. This is the Mermaid Fantasy Barbie. I actually do already have one of these. I have the one with orange hair and like a dark blue tail. You guys might have seen I did like a doll haul and she was featured in that one for an unboxing. I was really excited to get her because that was the specific color that I had when I was younger, pretty sure. My memories are kind of fuzzy. But I really loved the colorway on that Mermaid Fantasy Barbie. Honestly, I like all three of them. This is kind of like my second favorite. So she's lower on the priority list because I do already have a Mermaid Fantasy Barbie, but I love that doll so much. I think that the design is so fun. The silicone tail is just so appealing. Like, all of the textures, all of the glitter. The hair, shockingly, on the orange one that I have, her hair was so soft despite being very old. So if I have, extra funds, like a lot of extra funds, I would love to get the pink and teal Mermaid Fantasy Barbie as well. But like I said, she's kind of lower on the priority list since I do already have one, but like, I had to acknowledge her. She's still really cute. Alrighty, then we have the Barbie I Can Be Kitty Care Vet. This is like one that I threw on my wish list and I'm kind of debating about. I love cats. If you've been around for a little bit, you definitely know that. I'm obsessed with cats. And so I feel like having a cat vet Barbie makes sense for me. Do I care about the Barbie herself? Not particularly. I like the cats and I like the little vet playset, but like the vet playset makes more sense with a Barbie, so I wouldn't want to buy just the playset. I don't know, this is another one that's kind of low priority for me, but I do feel like it's just very on brand for me to have like a cat vet playset. That just makes sense for me. So someday I would like to get this one. Lower priority because the doll herself is like not as interesting to me. She's perfectly fine. Like, I don't think she's ugly, but I mostly want it for the cats. So yeah, she's a little bit lower priority, but I think she's still really cute. kind of similar vibes on this one. This is the Barbie Posh Pets kitten style. This is one though that I had as a kid, and the sole reason that I want this, like the doll, again, she's fine. The sole reason that I want this is because these cats are so ugly, but like so cute at the same time. Since I had this one as a kid, there is like a little bit more nostalgia for me. I remember specifically this shirt that Barbie has on, like not so much the doll or the pants, but specifically the shirt. And I remember how like just weird looking the cats are, but they're charming. They're like ugly cute, you know? I can't really explain myself other than to say that I love cats, and anytime you plaster a cat on anything, there's a pretty solid chance that I'm going to decide that I want it. So when you add nostalgia to that, I want to buy the set again. Okay, this is another one that might look familiar to you guys. I have done another doll haul. I don't think it was the same one with the Mermaid Fantasy Barbie. I'm not 100% sure, but I've done a doll haul that included the pink and then the blue Sparkle Fairies from this line. It's a Barbie Fairytopia fairy line that is like all of the Sparkle Fairies. So the third one and the final one that I need to complete the line is the Purple Fairy. I have to have the whole line, you know, like it's 3 dolls. I cannot for the life of me remember if I had 1 or 2 or all 3 as a kid, but I had at least 1 because I vividly remember these. And at this point, I'm like, I have 2 out of the 3. The purple one is just as pretty as the other 2, so I would love to get her. The skirt is also really, really pretty. I like this line because each Sparkle Fairy does look a little bit different, like the shape of their top is a little different and their skirts are different, and I love the skirt on this one. So I'm gonna have to get her at some point to complete the trio. Okay, this is another fairy doll. This is Julia from Barbie Fairytopia. She's a glowing fairy. And yet again, this is one that I had as a kid. So much of the Barbie list specifically is me like wanting to buy back dolls that I had as a child. I regret so badly getting rid of them because as a teenager, was like, I'm too old for dolls before I started collecting Monster High. Got rid of all my Barbie dolls, and now I'm sad. So I definitely want to recollect my kind of top dolls that I had back then, and Julia is definitely one of them. I think this is just such a cool idea for a doll. She's got this really fascinating, like, gradient glitter, translucent skin. It's so beautiful, and she lights up. How can I argue with that? She's a super glittery fairy that lights up. I would be worried about me if I didn't want this doll, you know? Like, she's so up my alley that if I was ever like, no, I don't want her, check on me. I might be an imposter. But you know me today, because I really, really want this doll. She's so pretty. Yet another fairy doll. We know I'm obsessed with fairies here. This is the Barbie Mariposa Magic Wings doll. I love this. The huge wings, first of all, they're huge. They're enormous. They're so pretty. And they're covered in glitter. Y'all know I love glitter. Like, I know some people don't like it. My husband's not a huge fan because it does tend to get on everything. I love glitter, and I consider it a blessing when it gets on everything because that means that I get to be sparkly for longer. The wings are so, so pretty. And this Barbie is like a little bit more stylized than the typical Barbie. I think that it really suits her. I think that her face is really, really pretty. The dress is gorgeous. Like, there's nothing to not love about her. And I feel like my collection will never be complete until I have this beautiful giant winged butterfly fairy in my collection. Are you seeing a theme here yet? This is another fairy doll. I have to confess to something that might be a little bit weird. A lot of my wish list came from a very methodical search through Barbie's entire database, which took a long time. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I literally went through, just by year, every Barbie that was released. And sometimes I would do like search queries to help me find the ones that I was looking for more easily. So like I did at one point look at every fairy Barbie specifically, and that's why there's so many fairies all in a row on this list, is because they came from a period of time when I literally just looked through Barbie's database and picked out all the ones that I wanted to get. Is that a normal thing to do? Has anyone else done that? Like, I need there to be one other person in the comments who has also done that so I don't feel completely alone. If there's no one else, that's fine. I just, one other person, please. Anyway, though, yes, another fairy. This is the Enchantress from Barbie Fairytopia. I believe she was like a collector's edition doll. She's so, so gorgeous. I love the colors. The yellow is so, so pretty. And the wings, oh my gosh. Her face is also gorgeous, but like as a fairy doll, I have to inspect the wings, you know, because some fairy dolls have really, really bad wings. She is not one of those. The dress is beautiful. The face is beautiful. The hair with the little like headpiece, so pretty, and the wings on top of it all. She's so perfect. Like, she's just a perfect fairy doll. I love her, and I will own her someday. Okay, not a fairy doll. We're kind of moving away from that, I think. This is the Barbie as Odette doll from Barbie Swan Lake. Super, super pretty. Another doll that I had as a kid. As a kid, I actually had the entire, like, Swan Lake castle playset. Will not be repurchasing that because I do not have the space for that. But of course I had the doll to go along with it. This version specifically, the dress is just impeccable. It's so, so pretty. So many layers, so much detail, so much sparkle. I love the sparkle. And the headpiece is really pretty, but the crowning jewel here is the wings. They're beautiful on their own, as you can see them in this picture, but they also light up. And it's just amazing. It's just such a fun Barbie movie doll. Like, she's such a classic Barbie movie doll. I love her. I have to have her again. I cannot leave this piece of history in my childhood. I have to bring it into my adulthood as well. Okay, this next one is from a line that you guys might find very familiar here. From the Dolls of the World Princess Edition, I would love to get the Princess of India. I stumbled upon these dolls last year or the year before. Time is an illusion to me, but at some point within the course of me having this channel, I stumbled across this line of dolls in a secondhand toy store, and I have never looked back. They're so beautiful. I have so many at this point. They've been featured in several different, like, secondhand haul videos, and I just want to keep the collection going. I don't want all of them. Like, there are some that I just like a little bit less than others, but I definitely want the Princess of India. She's just beautiful. I don't even know what else to say. Like, what can I possibly say? You're seeing the photo. You understand why I want her. She's gorgeous. From the same line, we have the Princess of the French Court, and again, I feel like I don't know how to explain or even have to explain why I want this doll. Like, she's just so, so gorgeous. This whole line was a knockout. Like, even the ones that I personally probably won't buy are still really pretty. Like, I can still see why people like them. This was just an amazing line. She is, I don't know, I'm hesitant to say one of my favorites from the line, because then I look past the camera and I see all the other ones and I'm like, no, those are my favorite. I don't know. She's really, really beautiful. And so I definitely want to add her to my growing princess collection. And then lastly, from the Dolls of the World Princess Edition line, the Princess of the Incas. She's just stunning. Again, like, this is a line that literally makes me speechless because it's so pretty. I never know what to say. The headpiece is immaculate. All of the jewelry is really, really beautiful. Her face sculpt is so pretty. And I love the colors and the patterns on her outfit. Like, she's just a beautiful doll. I have to be able to look at her on a daily basis in some form that is not a photo. Like, I can't just be sitting here looking at a photo. I need to be able to hold her. I have to own this doll. Moving away from the Dolls of the World line, now we are going into the Legends of Ireland line. I want all of these dolls. Spoiler, I do have one. I have the Spellbound Lover. I did her in an unboxing video, and I want the rest of the line. This one is the Bard. Her dress is so beautiful. The little, like, harp that she comes with, I could be wrong. It might not be a harp. I'm going to embarrass myself real bad if that's not a harp. Her instrument, I think, is really beautiful. Her face is lovely. She's just so perfect. This whole line was very, very well designed, which is why I literally want all of them. The next one from the same line is Anya. I think I'm saying that right. Definitely let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But she is probably my favorite from the line. She's just so, so stunning. This dress is unbelievable. Like, obviously I can't touch it, so maybe I shouldn't be using the word quality, but the appearance of the quality is so pretty. The prints, the chain, the layers, the ruffles. I want this doll so, so bad. I literally can't find anything wrong with her. Like, I'm looking at her. There's nothing I would change. She is a perfect doll. I don't know what else to say. I'm literally, like, grasping for words, and I can't find any. She has taken my breath away. So I have to have her. And then rounding out the Legends of Ireland collection, the Faery Queen doll. She's from this beautiful collection, so she's immaculately designed. Plus, she's a fairy. What does that add up to? Me wanting her double time. She's so gorgeous. I love the silhouette of this dress. I feel like it's a little bit different from what I might have expected, but I really, really appreciate it. The layers are beautiful. Her wings look gorgeous. She's got this super tall crown. She's just so pretty. I could stare at these dolls all day. Like, I love these dolls so much. It might be a while because the whole Legends of Ireland collection is fairly expensive. They work like collector Barbies, and obviously very well designed collector Barbies, so like I get why. But so it might be a little bit before I can personally own them, but I will at some point because they're just too perfect to not want to be able to have in my little doll room here. Next up we have the Venetian Opulence Barbie doll from the Masquerade Gala collection. She's another absolute stunner. I think I mentioned this in my last Q&A video that I did for 5,000 subs, that I used to be very, very fascinated by Venetian masks specifically, and realistically I still am. Like, I just think that they're so beautiful. They are literally works of art, but I'm just amazed by them every time I see them. And this is like a whole doll kind of designed around, obviously, Venetian opulence, and she has the mask. She's so beautiful. I feel like there's so many details on her. The patterns are amazing. Her hair looks so cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to have this Barbie at some point. I'm freaking out. We are nearing the end, but we are not quite there yet. Next up is the Global Glamour Sorcha Barbie doll. Again, I might be wrong on my pronunciation, so please feel free to correct me. Another just amazing design. I love the necklace. Like, it's such an intricate looking necklace. It's so beautiful. I'm a sucker for the interesting sleeves. I love like a bell sleeve or a batwing sleeve. Any sleeve that's like fun, I'm immediately drawn to. So obviously she's got the sleeves going on. I love the Celtic knot designs down the front of her dress. Like, she's just so beautiful. Okay, this one is a set, so technically it's like also got a Barbie, but it features the only Ken on this list, and that is the Faraway Forest Fairy Kingdom wedding gift set. Oh my god, y'all. These are so, so beautiful. There are a few sets that included like a Barbie and a Ken doll that had a similar theme, kind of like the medieval Renaissance sort of vibes or like the fantasy vibes, that I like the Barbie doll, but I really don't like the Ken. For some reason, I'm just a lot more critical of Ken. I'm kind of a lot more critical of many male dolls because I just think that they typically aren't designed quite as well, at least to my personal taste. But this one, this Ken is so, so pretty. And so is the Barbie. Like, they just look so good together. I love that they literally match. Like, obviously it's a wedding gift set, but you know, not everybody matches for their wedding. I think it's so cute that they have the same fabric. Both of the designs are just absolutely impeccable. I'm obsessed. I'm so, so obsessed. They're amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna have to have them at some point. Next up is the Goddess of Spring Barbie. Compared to the last couple, she's a little bit more simplistic in design, but I do think that she's very well designed. I love how her dress just flows, like there's so much flowy fabric. The little bit of print that we do get is really pretty. All the flowers are very lovely. Her face is super cute. I feel like there's nothing to not like. Like, again, she's a little bit more simple compared to the last that we've been looking at, but I don't think it's a bad simple. I think it's very, very good simple, and I still really want her. Okay, this one I am upset about. I'm mad about. So I might rant a little bit here. I'm sorry. This is the Fashion Tales Fashion Pack line, the mermaid one, and I keep looking for this because I really, really want this whole set. Unfortunately, I probably am trying to find it new in box because there's a couple little accessories that it comes with that obviously are harder to find out of box. But I had this set as a kid. I remember it very, very vividly, so I want it again, right? And I cannot find it for any sort of reasonable price point. Most of the time, the only listings that are live, like every once in a while I'll see like a single one go up, but most of the time, the only listings that I can find online are packs of like 12, where you have to buy 12 of this pack and it's like $150+. And I need one. I only need one pack. Like, I don't need all of those. I just want one. And it's so hard to find for no good reason whatsoever. But I'm desperate for it. Like, I really feel very strongly about this one. The nostalgia is really hitting hard with this mermaid fashion pack. So, like, I really, really do need it. So if you have any idea where I can find one of these for a reasonable price and find just one of them, please let me know. Because I have to have her, but I'm not spending like $50 on one, you know, let alone $150 on 12. Because what am I going to do with the other 11? Like, I'm very frustrated with this one, but I still really want her. From the same line, this is the Egyptian fashion pack. Much easier to find and much more reasonably priced. Maybe I'm just like missing out on a piece of Barbie history here. Maybe I am in the wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the mermaid one like didn't get produced as much or was like only available in certain stores or something. Maybe there's a reason for that one being more expensive and harder to find. I don't know. I should be nice. But The Egyptian one, also very beautiful, much easier to find, so hopefully I'll be able to add her to my collection soon. I just think this is so pretty. It's such a cool little outfit. I love it. And then the last entry on this list here is one that is definitely a stretch goal, one that I probably won't ever be able to actually accomplish because I feel like these dolls just keep getting more expensive and harder to find, like, fully complete. But I would really, really love to have both the Annalise doll and the Erica doll from Princess and the Pauper. I loved that movie as a kid, and I've watched it again as an adult, and it holds up. That is a banger Barbie movie. It's so good. Personally, my favorite out of the ones that I've seen. I haven't seen all the Barbie movies, but definitely my favorite out of the ones that I've seen. I know a lot of other people hold that opinion, so that's probably why these dolls are so sought after and so expensive because of that. I just love them both. I think that they're so gorgeous. Like I said, it's really hard to find them complete. That's the problem that I run into more than anything else, because obviously the Barbie shoes tend to get lost, or Erica's headpiece especially tends to get lost or not be included with these dolls. And then the other thing is that in this movie they both had cats. You already know how I feel about cats, so I have to have those too. And a lot of the time the listings that I will find for these dolls, even if the doll herself is complete, the cat isn't there, and I have to have the cat. So, like, I know I could buy the cat separately, but that's, like, also kind of hard to find at a reasonable price point. I don't know. Basically, these dolls are stretch goals for me because the chances of me having the disposable income to spend on these two dolls is fairly low, but I would love to get to have them. I don't think that I had both as a kid. I definitely had Annalise, but I don't think that I ever had Erica, and I would like to remedy that. If I ever get to have one, like, I have to have both. You know, like, I would buy them separately. Like, I'm not explicitly looking for a lot online that has both. But if I get one, I have to get the other. So, like, maybe someday. It's a little unlikely, but I would like to think that someday I'll get to have these. So yeah, guys, that is going to be my Barbie secondhand doll wish list. Like I said, a lot longer, but I hope it was still entertaining for you guys. Thank you for sticking around if you did. And of course, like I said earlier, I would love to hear which dolls are on your wish lists, and also after hearing all the ones on mine, are there any that you're going to be adding to your wish list, or just, like, what do you think about these dolls? I would like to talk about them because I can't buy them right now, so the only thing that I can do is talk about them. So let's just have that little discussion in the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys!